Arlington Military Cemetery, Washington. Men of the American Navy bury one of their Vietnam dead. The war has split America down the middle, but last week the two Americas, Doves and Hawks, confronted each other in the nation's capital, and the President watched 3 Americans leave for the moon. This is a chronicle of 5 extraordinary days in Washington.
Ronald Zenga. Harvey Douglas.
Alexander. Neil Taylor. John Hodges.
Charles Reed! Right. Yeller. Norman Deshanes! James Mahler! Rustin Langley! Good. Paul Rooney.
Joseph Campbell.
George Bailey.
Almighty and everlasting God, from whom every good and perfect gift proceeds, look down upon us, thy children, whom thou hast made to thine own image and likeness. Uphold the hands of those who make the laws by which we are governed. Invoke thy divine blessing upon the Commander-in-Chief of our armed forces, the President of the United States of America. We ask thy blessing upon the officer and enlisted personnel of all the branches of our armed forces.
Against death. And in this march, we will carry our sense of identification with those who are the victims of U.S. military policy in Vietnam, those Americans who have died, those Vietnamese who have died. We will carry the names of the Americans. We will carry the names of the towns and the villages and the hamlets that have been bombed and bulldozed and burned out of existence. Through this march, we commit ourselves to continue our protest and our resistance to this vast inhumanity until it has been ended, and we as Americans again can look the people of other countries in the face.
I first learned about it when a representative of the Navy came to my door on Sunday morning, April 13th.
What happened?
He came to my door in his uniform, and of course, as soon as I saw him, I knew why he was there, and the only question in my mind was, had my husband simply been injured or was he dead? So I asked him, is he dead? And he said, yes, he is. And I said, why?
You said why?
Yes, I said, why? I asked why, and he couldn't answer me.
I am not a defensive American, as are those who organize so-called moratoriums and protests born out of the freedom that other Americans have died to preserve. I am proud to honor these men who fought and died, and today are fighting to preserve this system of government. Peace with freedom! Peace with freedom! The President has rekindled the spirit of patriotism in this country today. The quiet American voice will no longer go unheard. Peace with freedom! I believe in the constitutional right to dissent, but the new breed of anti-war demonstrators have been classified by some as the new barbarian, with only right to speech for them and no right to speech for others. It is time now we call them what they are. They are selfish Americans, and some are, yes, let's face it, indeed cowardly.
My reaction was simply one, the futility of it all, the futility of a war. My husband died an honorable death. I'm proud of my husband, but I am not proud of his death. And as I say, he died an honorable death, but he did not die a glorious death. There is nothing glorious about the war in Vietnam, and my husband would have been the last one to attach any glory to dying there.
Andrew Dawson, Illinois! Your husband was awarded a posthumous Gold Star.
My immediate reaction was that I had three choices. I could, A, ignore their letters, which wouldn't really accomplish anything, or B, I could accept the medal quietly, which I also feel would accomplish nothing, or C, I could publicly refuse to accept this medal, which might possibly accomplish something.
Here and at countless other rallies across the nation is the real face, the real voice, the real spirit of America. And to symbolize that spirit, please join with me in a wave of freedom.
Look at the faces. What gives form? You don't see ideological positions. You see a unifying fact of youth. It's very powerful. It's not just an age group. It's an age group that is building its own independent culture. Older people like myself, joining in because we too understand that this boat can't go on in these rocky waters this way. And so we're looking for some way to reorganize this country. It needs a new constitution that'll give for the first time the people, I mean that third estate, a better break with regard to their wealth, where they live, the technology, the environment.
It's time to wipe out these veiled threats. We squares ask these questions in a spirit of honest inquiry, without any aggressive intent whatever. We come in peace. But let this be a warning. If peace must be won with baseball bats or bombs, there are millions of square Americans ready and willing to win it that way, too.
and David Brinkley, NBC News, Washington. About 9,000 troops trained to subdue riots were moved into Washington today to be ready if the peace march on Saturday should turn violent. The leaders of the march say it'll be peaceful and legal, and they complain that all the talk of violence comes from the government, not from them.
I'm from Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I'm from Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
We came here to show the nation that the American GIs have also felt a certain thing about the Vietnam War, and we've come here to let the rest of the people know that we also oppose the Vietnam War as well as civilians.
What kind of things are you going to do tomorrow?
Right now, the way it looks, we're going to carry the coffins that are in which there are the placards with the names of the dead in Vietnam, and after that, we're going to probably be one of the first contingents in the mass march.
What kind of things are you allowed to say about Vietnam? And is it not treason to protest about Vietnam?
Well, we're supposedly protected by the First Amendment of our Constitution. So far, legally, of course, they cannot do anything, but they usually try to get around it and as the expression goes, hang you on some other rap. They invent another excuse, such as demoralizing the troops or contributing to a downfall of discipline or something like that.
Now, on tomorrow's demonstration, there'll be GIs, Marines like yourself, protecting federal buildings. How do you feel about that?
They're from my unit. A lot of my unit is supplying communications to these units that are going to be protecting the buildings. And I know personally, I know a lot of the guys that are up here supposedly to stop the to prevent the demonstrators from wreaking havoc on Washington. And I know a lot of them are glad they came to Washington, and but they're not going to. They are very much. They don't want to get involved.
Early Friday morning, President Nixon left the White House for Cape Kennedy to see the moonshot.
Apollo 12 is back on the track. America's second lunar landing expedition now is expected to get off on schedule at 11:22. There was some doubt as launch crews raced the clock to replace a leaky hydrogen fuel tank on Apollo 12 with one from Apollo 13. Technicians have now finished the replacement job, and the rest of the launch preparations have resumed.
T-minus 20. 17 seconds. Swing arm back. We have guidance internal. 10, 9, 8, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have liftoff. 11:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Timeout reports that your program is in. Tower clear.
This is a group called Business Executives Move for Vietnam Peace. It's a group that's been in existence for some 2 years, and we particularly are from the Philadelphia area. There are about 400 members there. They're all owners or major executives of their companies. This is a unique group in that it is responsible executives in the business world
What kind of positions do some of your members hold?
Well, by and large, as an organization, we feel that this Vietnamese war is very bad for the United States, bad for the people, and bad for the economy.
Well, it's not there. It's not there. You can ask the other secretary.
Assistant Secretary Farmer is in the Soviet Union. If you tell me who else you'd like to talk to, I'll see if it's possible to arrange it.
When is Mr. Finch coming back?
I expect Monday or Tuesday.
Who is the acting secretary?
Mr. Veneman is the Undersecretary.
Who's the acting secretary?
Yes, he would act in the Secretary's absence.
Is he here?
He's not available.
Well, you're not very happy. You say the Undersecretary is unavailable.
That's correct. He has
So-
another commitment.
More important than people?
Nothing is more important than people.
Well, here we are. Well, can we make up an appointment so that we can talk to him when he is available?
I'll check on his availability.
Okay, we'll wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, I assume, is this the same group that had scheduled to meet at 1:30 with Dr. Egerberg? So we'll cover it both at one time. I broke away from a meeting, and my understanding, reading the telegram, that you had some concerns that you wanted to express, and Dr. Egerberg and I are both available to listen to these concerns.
We think that, one, that money is being directed away from the needs of people, which your agency can funnel the money into if it were given the money. That HEW is the needs of people, and it's now going to the war in Vietnam. That money belongs to us all, you too, as well as us.
It's a group of doctors and lawyers and businessmen and social workers and all sorts of professional people who have banded together because we are very concerned about the Vietnam War and think we should get out immediately. Why do you want to get out of the war?
It's disrupting everything we're doing in this country.
How do you mean?
I mean, I'm a city planner. We can't do anything in our urban problems, in our slums, in our schools.
Why not?
Because of the money.
Who called you traitor?
You said the guys carrying the flag. You said that. Now, don't get up.
We're off the point.
Right,
I will carry the flag Saturday. The American flag. No, the American flag,
Oh.
because I support America.
Sure now.
I support America. I think our priorities are screwed up, but I support America.
It's not the policy of it, though.
The policy, right.
Well, did the president just say give him a little time?
Most of the policies
Did
I
the
support.
president just
right?
say give him a little time?
Yeah, he's had 6 years. Somebody's had it 6 years.
I think he just asked a few weeks ago.
Somebody has had 6 years to either not to start or to stop this thing, and they haven't done it.
He said give him some time.
Right, okay.
You don't want to give him
him.
time.
You young folks in America have not only proved that you are strong enough to end the war in Vietnam, you proved with unity you're strong enough to break the back of a racist system. You're strong enough to wipe out poverty. You've also proved that you are strong enough to do away with the military-industrial complex. Now, Agnew's been talking crazy lately. And to be honest about it, I think Agnew's putting us on myself. I don't believe it's humanly possible for any one man to be born that dumb.
But it's more complex than that. You have youth. It's youth. They're coming because youth is coming. The issue is the war. They're coming for the sport, for the incitement of youth. They're tough. And they're coming for a lot of causes. You know, people are talking about the military-industrial complex and all that. It's an event, and there's no one reason or no simple reason they're coming. The youth in this country is getting their club together, and it's, half the population, and it's worldwide. You have a youth revolt, it's worldwide. It happened in China, it's happening here.
Our time consists of split generations, one violently clinging to the past, and one desperately grasping for the future. And the mass is trapped in between with a knowledge of things as they are. Now let me put this to you as plainly as I can. A dangerous effort is underway in this country to confuse, to divide, to intimidate the American people, including
the news commentators of our country. When the great television networks and one of our most distinguished senior statesmen are assaulted by the very highest executives of our government, then it seems to me that no citizen is safe and liberty itself is in danger.
The government is all for having you GIs like myself go out there and fight for freedom in Vietnam, but you come back to this country and you try and exercise those freedoms and you find out what happens to you. I like to make a prediction right now. Richard Nixon talks about his secret peace plan for ending the war. This is what's going to happen. Dissent is growing in the military. The GIs are the military. They make up the thing that's fighting this war. It's legal dissent, and it's growing every day. In the last year, the growth has been phenomenal. The administration, the establishment, they cannot stop it because it's entirely legal. There will be no mutiny. There will be no broken laws. There will be an enforced constitution, and this is going to bring the administration's war machine to a grinding halt. And the only thing we can say, Richard Nixon, if you don't bring the GIs home from Vietnam, they're going to come home all by themselves.
The pigs, mechanized machines. They looked like they're from another world, from Mars or something, man. They were steel and metal, and they didn't look like they were even human.
They threw gas about 3 times.
Too much gas. I can't believe all the gas they threw. I mean, like, they threw more gas than they had bricks got thrown at them.